Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something huge for project managers, a new superpower. Seriously. We're going to talk about how AI can lift you out of the day-to-day grind and turn you into the strategic leader you're meant to be. And let's kick things off with a feeling I'm pretty sure we've all had. Yeah? Sound familiar? You're juggling a million things at once. Timelines, budgets, stakeholders, and just this mountain of paperwork. You feel like you're constantly just treading water, right? Always reacting, never really getting ahead. It's a massive headache, and trust me, it's not just you. Even the best of the best feel this. But what if you had a co-pilot? And I don't mean a replacement. I mean a real partner who can take on all that tedious, repetitive stuff and free you up for the stuff that actually matters. The big picture, strategic thinking. That's the real power of AI. It's not here to take your job. It's here to make you better at your job. All right, let's get into it. AI, your PM superpower. We're talking about moving from those soul-crushing repetitive tasks to real strategic thinking.
Okay, here's the best way to think about it. AI is basically your second brain. Imagine being able to chew through massive amounts of data in seconds, brainstorm like 50 different scenarios, and plan for every possible thing that could go wrong, so you can show up and lead at your absolute best. That's what we're talking about. It's designed to tackle all those crazy what-ifs and uh-uhs that can totally wreck a project. It makes your plans practically bulletproof.
Okay, so how does this actually work in practice? Let's build a project blueprint. Yeah, from scratch. We're going to go from that dreaded blank page to a full, detailed plan.
The secret sauce, it all comes down to the prompt. And look, it's not complicated. A killer prompt really just has 4 simple parts. First, tell it your all, as a project manager. Then give it the context, like, I'm launching a new website. Third, a super clear instruction. Generate a project plan. And finally, tell it the output format you want, like in a table. This little formula is your secret weapon. It's how you get exactly what you want from the AI every time.
And boom, here's what you get. We used that exact 4-part formula for an e-commerce launch, and look what it spat out. This entire blueprint. You've got objectives, a business case, what's in scope, what's out of scope, a timeline. I mean, come on. This isn't just some random to-do list. It's the entire foundation for your project. And it was created in, what, seconds? It does all that boring first draft work for you, so you can jump straight to the good stuff, refining, improving, and actually leading.
All right, here's a pro tip for you. To get really, really efficient with this, you can't be starting from scratch every single time. So, once you nail a prompt that gives you gold, you save it. You build your own personal prompt bank.
Just think about it. You've got those tasks you do over and over again, right? Like summarizing meeting notes or trying to come up with team activities. With a prompt bank, it's just copy, paste, and go. You get the same high-quality results every single time. The hours of admin time this saves, it's mind-blowing.
Okay, so your plan is solid. Awesome. Now let's get into the really tricky stuff. The 2 things that can sink any project: risks and stakeholders. And this is where AI, surprisingly, can be a total game changer.
This is where AI becomes your crystal ball. It helps you see around corners. You can just ask it, hey, identify the risks for launching this new software in, say, South Korea. And bam, it'll flag things your team might never even think of. Subtle cultural nuances, weird local regulations, and even better, it helps you sort them, telling you which ones are super likely to happen and which ones will have the biggest impact if they do.
All right. Let's talk about the human element. People. Because we've all been there, right? You're so excited to introduce a new tool that's going to make everything better. And then a key stakeholder, let's call him Mr. Chow, hits you with the classic, why? The old way works fine. Ugh, that resistance to change, it's a project killer.
So what do? How do you prep for that conversation? You turn to your AI copilot. You ask it to think like Mr. Chow and list out all his possible objections. And it gives you this, a cheat sheet. It arms you with cold, hard data to counter every single concern, from "it'll disrupt my team" to "it costs too much." All of a sudden, you're not walking into that meeting with just your opinion. You're walking in with a full-blown, evidence-based case. And get this, the AI can even coach you on how to have the conversation. It's not just what to say, but how to say it. And you'll see a pattern emerge. It's always, acknowledge their feelings, back it up with data, and frame it as a win for everybody. This completely changes the game. It's no longer you versus them. It's about finding a solution together.
All right, so we've talked about all this amazing power. But you know the old saying, right? With great power comes great responsibility. Using AI isn't just about getting more done. It's about being smart and, frankly, ethical about how we use it. Which brings us to the big question. A question you really have to ask yourself. Just because we can do something with AI, should we? Where do we absolutely need a human? Where is our gut feeling, our judgment, non-negotiable? Figuring out where that line is, that's a huge part of being a leader in this new world.
So here's a really practical way to handle this. Create an ethical charter for your team. Now, don't let the name scare you. This isn't some 50-page legal document. It's just a simple guide, a set of ground rules that you all create together so everyone's on the same page about how you're going to use AI.
So what should be in this charter? Well, a few key things. First, a simple promise to be transparent. Just letting people know when something was made with AI. Second, a human-in-the-loop rule. This is where you decide which tasks always need a human to sign off on them. And of course, you've got to have checks for data privacy, making sure your tools are secure, and a quick check to make sure everything aligns with your company's core value.
So when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway here? AI isn't just another productivity hack. It's so much more than that. It's a tool that gives you back the one thing you can never make more of, your time. It clears away all the noise so you can focus on what you were actually hired to do. Lead your team, solve the tough problems, and get the project across the finish line. Look, the power to totally change how you work, to level up your leadership, it's literally right there at your fingertips. Your next project's big breakthrough could be just one good prompt away. So the real question is, are you ready to ask?